something like 15 years ago. I bought these loppers at a box store. They were expensive at the time, and it was a mistake because they have a fiberglass handle. If I could go back 15 years, I would say don't ever buy any tool that has a fiberglass handle, ever. Why? Because fiberglass handles are overrated, for one, and for two, they weather and then they start to make you itch. On this side, it broke. I replaced it with PVC, which is not ideal. I would probably prefer if it was just a wooden handle that could slide into this ferrule and be replaced, and maybe someday I'll get to that. But in the meantime, to cover up the PVC and the fiberglass, I stretched an old piece of bike inner tube over this. And then into the end, I stuffed the extra inner tube. And that left a sort of hole that it could flop out of, so I filled it up with hot glue and shredded rubber. Shredded rubber? Where do you get that? Well, forget it, you're not likely to find it. 30 years ago, I was on a bike ride and there was this old abandoned facility that had been chewing up old car tires and pumping it into this pile of mulchy stuff that me and my friend would go and play on. Strange sort of bouncy sensation to stand on a pile of rubber. Anyhow, I ended up with a bucket of it. The substance is mostly useless other than the occasional project like this and for a random curiosity. Mixed into hot glue, and it makes a nice solid rubberish end cap that's watertight and costs me nothing. Okay, but that's not really the point here. The point here relates to the hot glue gun itself, and as you'd expect, mine is modified. I have a metal plate here with, again, rubber inner tube, and that keeps it from sliding when the weight of its enormous, usually, whenever it's enormously long vacuum cleaner replacement cord jerks on it. Note that a hot glue gun is a tripod, and you want all three of those points of contact to be frictiony. So this is a piece of rubber hose, and again, the inner tube. That makes it nice and stable. Okay, and while we're on the subject of friction, that brings us to the actual topic of the video. Friction on the glue sticks themselves. Out of the package, glue sticks are as smooth as some of my metaphors. So we have to do something with this. Theory first, then practice. See these? You're familiar with them. Plumbers use them to clean the inside of a pipe. This is quite common. What you may or may not know is there's a corollary to these. There's the wire brush that cleans outside of the pipe. And I always wanted one of those to put scratches on this so that I can insert the glue stick and pull it out and have scratches on it. But I've never gotten around to doing it. So instead, until I can remember to buy one of those, I'll just keep inserting them into my drill and using a really, really stiff piece of aggressive sandpaper. That's it. That's all it takes to give your glue sticks a ridiculous amount of traction, and they will feed so much better. Now it'll work first time, every time. Once I have a pile of them scuffed up, and put them in this pickle jar, and here's where they go. It used to click right into place before I put the rubber feet on it. Now I have to kind of finagle it. Okay, here's the tool, and the concept does work, except, it doesn't fit. It's too big. So, invention idea.